Well, residents of the northern Mali city of Timbuktu are ecstatic French forces have pushed out Islamic militants. But now they're facing a new problem. People have been pillaging stores owned by Arabs and stealing everything from chandeliers to electronics. The mob accuses them of supporting the Islamists during their 10-month occupation of the city. Well, French troops are closing in on the last major city under rebel control in northern Mali.
French soldiers have reportedly taken control of the airport in Kidal. Along with Gao and Timbuktu, it's the third major town in the north of Mali to be retaken from the control of armed Islamist groups in the last 48 hours. The UN's warning of a humanitarian crisis as hundreds are believed to have fled to villages in the north towards the closed border with Algeria. The French military, with the help of the Malian army, have re-established control in all three places without meeting much resistance.
Retaken large parts of northern Mali, but there are concerns about revenge attacks. In Gao, suspected fighters have been rounded up in house-to-house searches. And Al Jazeera has seen evidence in Timbuktu of suspected rebel supporters being targeted.
Well, what we understand is that the French troops have indeed taken over the airstrip just outside Kidal. We are still waiting confirmation whether they have entered the town, but it looks like the Islamist militants, like they did in Gao and in Timbuktu over the past few days, have already left this third and last stronghold that they were occupying. So probably the French troops won't meet any resistance there, so they should be entering the town if they could be there already, but we're still waiting for confirmation. But it looks like Kidal will be secured very soon. We're also told that the former Tuareg rebels who started the insurgency last year and then later on split from this loose alliance that they were forming with the Islamist militants were already in the town and have pledged support to the French-led forces against the Al-Qaeda militants.
Kidal is the third large town in the north of Mali and was the next key objective for the French and Malian forces and would be a key gain. It's thought a lot of Islamist fighters have regrouped in and around that region. We understand, though, that quite a few of them have fled even further north now.
By early this month, the Islamic radicals were the controlling force in the northern half of Mali and starting to head south. And then on January 11th, France comes to the aid of Malian troops after they lose several central towns to the rebels. From Kona, it's a rapid advance into the rebel-held north with almost no resistance. They capture the strategic town of Gao, a rebel stronghold that happens over the weekend. And then they take Timbuktu, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, on Monday. Now they're headed to Kidal, near the Algerian border, which is the last major city under rebel control.
After Kidal, the French say it's up to the Africans to take over.
Northern Mali is still under terrorist control, so it's up to the Africans, as I have said, to permit Mali to restore its territorial integrity.
Despite the fast military gains, restoring Mali's integrity is not guaranteed. Western nations are trying to help the poorly trained soldiers from Mali and its neighbors face a hardened, well-armed enemy. European countries Tuesday pledged $67 million to support the African-led international force, and Britain offered the services of up to 240 military trainers. Donors pledged almost $500 million at a conference in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. It will take a sustained effort to secure the military gains. But even with the Islamists flushed out of the big cities, it's likely they will still be close enough to plan a new offensive.